Okay, so my server is powered on, and you can see in the LCD it's showing some information. So as I have only one power plug connected, it's saying PSU2 is lost. So it's because I have only one power supply. I'm going to just test it, but in the production I will have both power supplies, so it shouldn't be showing any error message here. All right, so I have installed the RAMs. You can see A1, A2, and then A, A4 and A3. And if you look at the color, they're all white, white, and white, and the white. So I'm just talking about the A side. So as per the documentation, you have to use the white slots first, and then greens, and then black. So I'm just using 4 RAM, so it's going to be 64 GB with one CPU, and I'm going to test if it works with one CPU. And because I have used it with the two CPUs, never tested it with the one CPU, so just want to test it out and want to check, and you guys will see that as well. Alright, server is racked and it's powered on. So it was showing me configuration, memory, and now initializing iDRAC. So I'm just directly plugged in to the server, and sorry about the dust on my LCD, but it is how it is. Okay, iDRAC initializing is done. So let's see what's on the next page. Hmm, it's taking a couple seconds. Okay, so BIOS version is really old, 1.3.6, which is really old. So we can go to the life cycle control by pressing F10 to update the BIOS. But you can see it has detected 64 gigs of RAM, so which is fine. And then I'm gonna go ahead and press F2, and let's go to setup and see what we have here. Alright, so I am connected to my server using the KVM, and mouse is I think not synced correctly, so I'm gonna just use the keyboard. Uh, is the keyboard synced as well or not? Well, let's start with the system BIOS. System information. So PowerEdge r620 BIOS version, which is 1.3.6, which is really old. I'm gonna update the BIOS in this video, and I'll show you how we do that as well. And then I'm gonna check the memory. You can see it's ECC DDR3 64, and yeah, that's something I missed while telling you about the server. So R620 we use uh, DDR3 RAM, and under the processor settings, I'm just gonna go scroll down a little. So you can see I have uh, Intel Xeon E5 2650, which is 2 gigahertz. So it's just one CPU, and it's working good. Like it's working. I'm in the BIOS, so it can work with one CPU. Isn't it amazing? Yes, this is. Okay, in the boot mode, you can use both EFI and BIOS. Currently, it's selected to BIOS, and we can see the boot settings. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm using the other mouse. Okay, so we have integrated NIC and D SATA ePort blah 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 DVD-ROM, and we can change the boot sequence. Well, I'm gonna go back and then back, and the next thing is integrated devices. I don't have any, I think, but still we can see what we have here. Blah blah blah. I'm just gonna ignore it because I'm never gonna use it. And system profile settings and miscellaneous settings. So mostly you're going to go into the system information to see what we have in the system, memory setting, and the SATA setting and the processor setting. So SATA setting is another important thing too. So currently it's using AHCI mode, and we can change it to the RAID mode here. You can see raid mode, ATA mode, and turn off. But I'm gonna just leave it currently as it is. Um, yeah, so that's how you can see all the stuff in the BIOS. All right, now it's time to install the second CPU in the server. So I'm just going to open it, put the cover aside, and then I'm gonna just come back and see if I am like really focusing. Okay, so yep, now it's focusing exactly where I want it to focus. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another CPU. So we saw that in our previous video we checked the CPU. It was 2650 E5, so I grabbed the same one and I'm going to install this one over there. Okay, and the next thing what we need is the heatsink. So I found this one. We are going to clean it with the paper towel and make sure you are doing it on the top of a bin so nothing is going on the floor. Once it's cleaned like this, it's good to use. Okay, and yeah, this side, right side first, and then this side will become easier. Open it, so there's like a hole kind of thing, and after that you should be able to get this one like this. So this is the cover. I'm just going to remove it. Okay, now you can see the cover is removed, and uh, there's a trick what my trainer taught me. So you can see uh, circle, 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 and the triangle. So make sure you have triangle here, and you can see it's showing at this part as well, right here, triangle. So we know triangle part should match like this. I'm just gonna reopen it again like this and place it very carefully, and this thing. So we did first that one and then this one. So we are going to repeat the process in the other way. So make sure this thing is in, and first we are going to do this one and then uh, the right one. First left one and then the right one. This one is all the way in, and now this one. So this shouldn't be like so hard to do, and it shouldn't be that easy as well. So now you can see if like you had to put so much pressure in on it, then there is something wrong with the CPU. So it should be like uh, a little bit harder, not like so soft, because it's like all mechanical thing. But it shouldn't be like you have to push all the pressure. So that means CPU is not good. You need to verify everything, and you can see I did it all with my one hand. All right, and after that we are going to place the thermal paste on it, and then we will install the heatsink. Okay, so I have thermal paste in my hand and I should be using gloves, so I'm gonna just wear glove because I don't want thermal paste on my hands, so it's better to use the gloves. All right, almost ready. So there are people who do the paste before they install, but my method is different. I use this one because this is easier and easier. Yeah, so I'm gonna use this much of thermal paste, and I think this much should be enough. If not, then I'll take more. So I'll start like this. The main purpose of thermal paste, what I was told by my trainer, is to cover the air gap in between the CPU and uh, the heatsink. So it should have a good amount of layer, but not too much, and just be very careful not to uh, like it should not touch any other component. You can see thermal paste is all over on the CPU. So, and then after that, I'm just going to throw my gloves and just install the heatsink very carefully by looking at this just right in. Okay, and then yep, it's working. A little bit here and a little bit on the other side, here and there, here move, there move, everywhere move. Okay, so yeah, we are almost done, and we need more RAMs on the B side, as we have the B side CPU. So I have more RAMs in my hand, and it's not a big deal to install RAM. So okay, so now it's time to install the hard drives. So I'm gonna use these two caddies. Just simply take it out, take it out. Okay, so I'm going to use these two drives. These are 1 TB to Samsung SSDs. I'm going to install these on the caddies, and we will. All right, so let's start the process. And then we're good to just put them into the server. All done, all done. And I have checked the other one. So let's go and plug them in. So installing the hard drive into the server is the most hard part. It's kind of impossible to do. So all you have to do is to just plug this in. I was kidding. Like, just plug it in, and that's it. That's all you need. And the same thing on the other side. So I'm just doing it with one hand. Maybe it looks a little harder, but it's not. It's so easy. That's it. And then you just turn on the server. Okay, so we are going to configure RAID. Uh, in the post, you have to press Control R, and we can see RAID is already configured here. So I'm just going to clear the config, and yeah, all the configuration is gone. So on the first page where it says VD Manager, VD Management, MGMT, you need to press F2 key to create a new virtual disk. But before that, make sure you have unconfigured disks here. And if you see just one disk and you already have like two disks, there could be some kind of configuration. So you can just press Control N to make sure it's not in the foreign configuration. If it is, then you have to clear the configuration. And then yeah, on the first page, F2, create new VD. So as we're going to create RAID 1, we should have two disks. If you want to create RAID 5, we should have at least 3 disks. So you can see as we have just 2 disks, so I can only create RAID 0 and RAID 1. So I'm gonna select RAID 1 and then select both of the disks. And here you can see in the basic settings of VD, it's showing me the size. So that will be the size of virtual disk, because it's a RAID 1. So we will have only one disk space, and here we can define RAID name. Just say RAID 1 or whatever you want. It's just a name, doesn't matter. And then on OK and enter. OK, and we're all done. Now you can see we have a virtual disk, and if you press Control N, you can see both states are online. And in the CPRL management, it's like enabling controller in BIOS and stuff like that. And also another thing I want to tell you, if you so this is sorry, in the physical disk, if you press F2, you can see LED blinking as well. Like if you want to just make sure which disk you have and where is what disk, like if you have multiple, like say 500 GBs and 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, whatever, and you just want to make sure where it is installed on the server, you can start and stop LED blinking as well, so you can be 100% sure where on what bay it is installed. So yeah, after the installation, you just need to reboot it. Simply press Alt Control Delete and your word is configured. That's all. Initializing the firmware interfaces. So I think after that it will show another screen. It's something look like a UEFI interface, but actually it's not. If you're seeing this first time, I was surprised too. You will be surprised too. If you are familiar with that, then good to you. All right, entering lifecycle controller. And yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you, that I already have the USB plugged in with the BIOS file. And if you don't know how to get the BIOS file, I will show you uh, how you can do that. So I'm just gonna open another tab and let's bring it here. And I'm just gonna make it to the size where we can see both screens. So I'm gonna type here Dell R620 BIOS download. Simple. So you will see these 2-3 pages, but make sure you're looking for the one where it shows the version in the title of the page. Like if this one is showing version 2.9.0 and this one is drivers and downloads. So I'm gonna click on this one and I will look for the exe file. So just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and here you can see it's update package for MS64 BIOS this dot exe. And if you see, this one is bin, don't need bin, we need exe file. And this one is flash BIOS executable r620.exe. So that's the file we need. Okay, so now saying life cycle controller is okay. I know about it. I'm gonna just sync the mouse so I don't think I can see anything. I'm just gonna full screen this and close it. And I think the KVM plugged in is not good, so that's why the colors are not fine, but it's okay, we can see. Okay, so we're gonna come to the firmware upgrade.